Okay, welcome back to Python with Andrew. And in the last video, I introduced tuples as a data type. This one, I want to show you one of the better use cases of tuples. And I think it matches quite nicely conceptually, not just in terms of functionality. And some people might say, oh, you could do the same application in lists. Absolutely. But I think often it's about choosing the data structure that is the easiest to communicate what you're trying to do, as opposed to using the same one over and over again. And I like tuples as records, and as we'll see, I'll explain what I mean when we jump over the code. Let's dive into it. So I've got a few comments there, but the code says I've just got a record, and this one's got first name, last name, date of birth, and address. Now imagine I got that from connecting to a database, and that was one line of a record, the customer record, let's say. So I haven't connected to the database. That's another video for another day. But in this case, I've pulled out one record, and that's where I'm using tuples, because it's quite nice to do it that way, because it fits in well to say every tuple is one row of that database. That means that every element is going to be the same type, and it's usually dictated by the metadata of that database. In this case, we've got first name, last name, date of birth, and address. And so what I'm doing is I'm imagining I took that data from the database. I'm then mapping it to the individual variables which I'm going to use. In this case, all I'm going to do is print it out. So if I print that out, let me just make sure I save it first, print it out, you would imagine it looks exactly like the data there. Okay, so that's quite nice and easy. Now, of course, I would want to do a lot more with that data. I might print it out on the screen, yes, but I also might do some lookups and other things with that data in my application. But it maps quite nicely, because now I've got simple variables associated with the one record, and I would process it over and over and over. Now, of course, if I've got a database full of names, I might just loop through, grab one from the database, do whatever I need to do with it, and then go back and get another one, All right, so that's the simple situation. And imagine on the flip side, if I wasn't just, let me just copy and paste this in down the bottom here. If I wanted to create a new record, let's say our application was having a sign up, and someone signed up for whatever the application is, and I've simply got first name, last name, database, then I would create a tuple, and then I would write it to my database. If it's a simple, let's say a table-based relational database or something like that. So I'm sort of doing the reverse. I've collected the data, I've created a record, record 2, and then I put the record in the database. And down the bottom here, if I just print the record 2 out, it would be exactly what you'd expect. It would be that record, which is what's going to go in my database. So I think it's a nice, clean way of representing single rows of a relational table. We'll do other videos where we talk about connecting to databases and all that stuff to do with SQL. But as far as working with it, this is an important step. The one comment I would make is I just picked these names: first name, last name, date of birth, address. Good programming would say, what is the metadata used in the database? So what is the naming conventions used in the database or in my organization? Because I'm going to use that. And that would be good data management by making sure our data names were the same as the names in our database, et cetera, or consistent with company policy, not just changing every time I do one. Although Python has the flexibility of doing that, good practice would say be consistent with your naming. Okay, short, sharp application of using tuples, and I think quite a useful one. Thanks for that, and hopefully you enjoyed watching. I'll do another one of another use case of tuples, and I'll post that as well. Thanks again. Have a great day.